Hello everyone, welcome to General Orlando 327 Plays Final Fantasy XIII. I'm calling this episode 24 and a half. The reason is that I am actually really close to a grinding spot at this point where I'm going to spend quite a bit of time off camera. So this episode is not probably going to go the entire length of an hour. So you'll be seeing this the same day as episode 24 goes up. So you're welcome for the little extra bonus content today. And we're basically just going to get to the grind point. I'm going to show you the grind route, and show you the benefits that you're going to get from it. And then I'm going to end the episode and do all that grinding off camera. This three-way fight, you are guaranteed to get a preemptive strike. Let's see. Doesn't matter if they run into you or you run into them, you're going to get a preemptive strike. So we're going to make use of... we need to Libra this though. Libra just Otherian so that my... Then we're going to stagger it. And then we can stagger this one. There we go. And get the last debuffs to stick. Oh, come on, stick. There we go. And then we need to go to Relentless Assault, hopefully before this thing can stand up and heal. Not good. It's fine, we still got this. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here. Move along, move along, move along, move along. Just gonna re-stick our debuffs. And do the same thing, and even if it doesn't die during the stagger, which it might not, at least we've still got the three-way thing going. And you'll notice that the Magistotherian is doing nothing. That is because it has both Pain and Fog on it. The downside of that is that now the Behemoth King has turned its attention to us. Because, well, the other one's not attacking him anymore. But the good news is we have Curse on it, so as long as we keep attacking it, it won't get any attacks off either. You can see how these things are tough little buggers. You would definitely normally not be able to stagger this before you kill it, especially since it's gonna ow. That's really not good. Okay, now we're good. Okay. So let's just use the Phoenix down on thing. Because we don't care, because this thing's not going to do any damage, so we can just finish it at that point. That's how nasty those things are when they stand up, by the way. Basically took out 2 party members in one hit. That's why you don't want to let them do that. Especially not at this point in the game. But these are really not that much of a threat, only because they're not immune to Fog and Pain. There we go.
There's a way through here.
I am at this point following the storyline. There is a bonus scene if you had gone the opposite direction. If you go back towards where we started and go down Valus Media towards where we found Hope unconscious and keep going that way for a while, you will get to another area that that will lead you to an optional bonus scene. And we will actually see that before we get beyond it in terms of storyline. We're just coming here because it's the best place to level up for our current party level.
Looks like a great place for enemy ambushes.
Alright, now that we're at this save point, we're going to spend our Crystarium points. So those two fights that we did, the one at the end of last episode against the Behemoth King, and then the three-way battle that we did to start this episode, were worth 10,600 CP in two fights. Unfortunately, there are also battles in which a lot can go wrong, so I don't like to use those to grind. If you're speedrunning, you're going to use that three-way battle to do a lot of grinding. But I'm not speedrunning, and I don't like that battle because too many things can go wrong, and then it's, a waste of the time. And at this point, we're actually going to be switching Vanille out of the party, and we aren't going to care about her again for a while. But this is still the best track to take for Vanille. Almost to his ATB level. Alright. De-equip Vanille's gear. She's coming out of the party for a while. Then we're changing up our battle team. And Saz is going to become our party leader for a while. And the setup that we're going to have for this is the same, very similar to the setup we're going to be using in post-story. There's kind of a set A and a set B feel to it, depending on what you're fighting. And I'm not going to go into that too much now. But basically one focuses around buffing commandos, and the other focuses around debuffing and Ravagers. And this is kind of the brute force version of that setup as we have it now. There's going to be a lot more finesse to it later after we finish the storyline. Actually, very, very late in the storyline, I'll pick up that set of paradigms and use it religiously for the majority of the rest of the game. Including post-game, post-story. Alright, so the reason that I'm spending points here is so you can see this is the start of the grind route. and I want you to see how fast and easy it is to get the CP here. We are at just about 27 hours solid into the game, so keep that in mind.
Stay alert.
I need to set up my equipment though. You need the Spike of Defenders. You need the Blessed Talisman for Vanille. And it really doesn't matter what else you use. You could use either the Power Wristband or the Shaman's Mark. I'm going to give him the Shaman's Mark. He's very rarely going to leave the Synergist role in this area. And then you are going to get the Brawler's Wristband back now that you don't need the extra HP. Because notice we don't have a Sentinel again in our party here because you don't need it. Okay. So 27 hours in. Here we go. You're going to cast haste on the entire party. Which you can do automatically. And then you manually cast and thunder on everybody. Starting with Fang and Lightning. Then you can cast it on yourself, but that's fine. Then we'll swap into Aggression. And battle will end very quickly thereafter. Most of the time you won't even, once you do this route like once, you won't even need to switch to Aggression or cast and Thunder on Saz for that matter. And this is what we're going to do for the first set of this grind route, is just haste and then thunder.
Appreciate it.
While Fang and Lightning do the real work.
Appreciate it.
Follow the old guy's lead.
There we go. Another nice thing about this area is that it's pretty easy to get preemptive strikes on this particular battle. And then it's really easy to get preemptive strikes on a lot of battles coming back the other direction. Because they're designed to be stopping you from going in, not really necessarily, excuse me. Alright. Alright, so here you're going to want to take a left. Switch to decimation. And these are about the most challenging enemies you're going to find in this route. Well, they are the most challenging. And we got lucky on this one because we got a preemptive strike, so I don't really need to cast Libra. But you're going to want to cast and fire with these. Like their name suggests, they're cryohedrons, which means they're based on ice. Alright, and if you are not real familiar, or if this is your first time playing this game, I would highly recommend that you just run that little circuit for a while, because this battle is the most challenging battle you'll get to in this entire route, because of the fact that it combines the 3 cryohedrons with 2 hoplites, and together they can be a pain. Go.
I'll show you how it's done.
Go. That'll let us survive both of those. Why are we targeting the... That's not what I wanted to do.
Easy.
I don't know why they switched to not targeting the bombs. That's what happened there that shouldn't have happened. So we're actually going to get less CP from this circuit than we're supposed to, but whatever. I'm in the right paradigm. I am not in the right paradigm. That's why. I didn't want decimation. Alright, well. That didn't quite go as planned. Well, whatever. I wanted devastation, not decimation. I wanted two commandos. And then my saboteur, who can do Fogga. So that one that was going to self-destruct? Yeah, so Fang managed to stick fog on it, which ends its self-destruct. I don't think any of these are actually capable of doing any damage to me at this point, because she's not casting fog anymore. Means,
Bobbing and weaving.
switch to aggression and finish this a lot faster. I knew something there wasn't quite right. It's because I was using decimation instead of devastation. Alright. And then this is back to our original paradigm for this fight, which is easy peasy after the last couple of battles. I mean, these things could still potentially do a lot of damage, but they're not likely to do a whole lot before we... Why did you cast that on me instead of... So we can go to aggression. I mean, for there being 5 of them, they're barely even hit us. Alright, now to reset the route, what you're going to need to do is go forward here. And it's going to open these gates, and a Juggernaut's going to come out. And you don't want to fight the Juggernaut. So what you want to do is just skip this scene. And then retry. And it will have respawned everything on the way back. And here we go again. And these are, again, easy to get a preemptive strike on. But even without it, you saw what I did the first time. It's not tough even without a Family Strike. I mean, I didn't even get a chance to cast in Thunder on Saz, and there was 5 of them, which is the most you'll see. So, alright, now let's do this right. Devastation, not Decimation. Not using 2 blitzes? Didn't I tell him blitz twice? There we go. That's the way this is supposed to work.
Feeling nervous?
Alright, so now let's do this battle right, shall we? Manually queue up the blitzes. And then just keep spamming those 2 blitz attacks. While Fang focuses on causing fog. If one gets fog on it, the one that you're targeting gets fog, you may as well just change it. Because it's not going to do you any more damage, and in fact they all have fog on them now, so we're going to switch right over to aggression. You could actually switch to, I think I will, switch to strike team. Your only threats are already taken out. The bombs are really the only thing that are really going to be a challenge for you here. So, you can cast haste, get things over with even faster. By the time you're done with that, you'll probably only have the hoplites left. So you can just then thunder everything, and then it'll be over. See how much better it works when I do things right? With only 2 of them, you really don't need to bother with Blitz if he doesn't queue it up automatically. Though it actually does more damage. I don't know why. Why does it? Oh no, I guess it doesn't. Sit down and think about it. No, maybe it doesn't. Well, they're not attacking anymore. So let's just go to aggression and finish it. As soon as Fang stops casting fog, then that means she's got to just take out all of them, because that is going to be her first priority in these fights, is to make sure that they can't get to a point where they do a self-destruct, or interrupting their self-destruct if they're already doing it. There we go. And the other nice thing is that they drop those bomb cores, which is a very nice component part for both crafting purposes and for selling for Gil. We'll use them more for crafting at this point, but in the next time that I start grinding things, which is going to be a while, well, the next time we start grinding things on pulse, I guess I should say. The next time we do that, although I probably could have stayed with that first. Preemptive strike, but whatever. The next time we grind things on pulse, we'll actually be grinding for both CP and for bomb core loot, and for shrouds. Although at that point we won't really need to grind for shrouds, because by the time that we get to that point, I'll be able to buy them. But they're still sellable for a pretty penny at that point in the game. So really, you'll be grinding more for gil than anything else, and just happening to get CP along the way. And I forgot to change paradigms again, didn't I? It doesn't really matter.
And I was just getting
There we go.
started.
Am I going the wrong way? Yep, I am. And now we are back to the save point. And in 15 minutes, we got 39,000 CP. And that's actually a little bit low because we had a couple of bombs blow up on us. So yeah, pretty efficient grinding point there. And nothing is real challenging like the behemoth battles that could go wrong at any given moment. So there's your most efficient grinding point for right now. What I would do is stick around here, and what I'm going to do off camera is stick around here until, let's see. You can pretty much stick around here until you get the set of priorities that I had already set out done. So what you're gonna want is let's see, where's my list? Backtrack somewhere. There it is. Okay. So for Fang, we'll go in order here. For Fang, you want her to get everything on the Sab route, except the extra stat boosts on the add-ins here. You don't need to worry about those. But get everything through all the abilities in the roll level, and then you can start working on getting Skip Fault Siphon, get Blindside, Ruinga, and then there's an ATB level on here. So those are the next priorities. Lightning is gonna get all of the Rav stuff, except I didn't actually mean to get Vigor, so you can skip that. But get everything else on Ravager for her, including the accessory slot and the roll level. Where is that one? Yeah, that's just nodes. For Saz, we're gonna do. He's gonna do the ATB level and the roll level for Synergist, and then jump to the accessory slot on Commando. And then there are 3 Aga spells and a roll level on Ravager. So he's going to have quite the investment, but because most of those are going to be most of the way around the tier for him. But once you get those, then you're basically, that's about the point where I stop grinding. So you're not going to finish anything, but you're going to get a substantial way through Actually, go ahead and save just in case. No. Should be able to do that one though. Let me just do file 8 just to be safe. Alright. So I'm going to stop here and I'm going to do a whole bunch of grinding. Just that route that I just showed you until I get to those points. And so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little half episode. Half-episode? Yeah, that's what we'll call it. It's a half-episode. So if you did, make sure to hit that like button. Basically, you know, all we did was show you that grinding route. But I wanted to get it out of the way because otherwise it's going to be quite some time before it's going to be a solid couple of hours of grinding doing that. So, and then you'll be in great shape for the rest of the chapter. You pretty much need to do that even if you're just going straight through the game. The next battle that you didn't see down the path that would take you towards the main storyline is a pretty tough battle. Even with good tactics at this point, you're going to have some trouble with it. And if you struggle with that battle, there's no way you're going to finish this area, let alone the chapter. So I suggest doing this regardless of whether or not you're going to do the mission grinding that I do before we go too far with the story. So again, thank you all for watching. Hit that like button, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already.